Legends Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus as the only golfers to win 4 or more green jackets. The Masters on CBS.
This is what the tournament is all about. The shot. Pass to Leitner. Miracle. The Clippers down. Keith Smart is the hero. Syracuse is your national champion. Kentucky has won today. Cincinnati and Nevada. In Indianapolis, they're on the road yet to the Final Four. And now it's the #1 team in the nation against the long shot. 16th seed Knights of Fairleigh Dickinson. If you want to root for the best team in the nation, you'll be behind the Illini. If you love the dark horse, the long shot, you've got Fairleigh Dickinson. And there are the brackets. You see, you've got Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and BC in one bracket, and Nevada will play the winner of this one on Saturday back here in Indianapolis with Jay Billis, Dick Enberg. Here's our final game of our quadruple header. 81 times, 16 against #1, 81 times. It has been Goliath who has won. But how about the backcourt of #1 Illinois?
One of the best backcourts in the country, if not the best. And these three guys know how to play. They play very well together. Luther Head, a terrific shooter, a good passer. D. Brown, the speed of this team, great in the open court. And Darren Williams manages the game as well, if not better, than any point guard in America.
Well, Tom Green in his 22nd year, testimony to his outstanding coaching. And he's produced some 17 winning teams. Gordon Claver over 15 a game. Andrea Crosariol, Tamian Trent's their leading scorer, almost 16 a game. Timberlake and Peterson round out the starting 5 of the Knights, who were 20-12, the Northeast Conference champions. Bruce Weber, what a week it's been for him. He wins the Big Ten tournament title, loses his mother. The funeral was on Tuesday. All of these starters in double figures. Powell, Augustine, the front line overrated, and then Head, Williams, and Brown, the best backcourt in college basketball. Illinois in white, and they will be supported by a dominant crowd of Illini fans. As you see, Hall, Connolly, and Smith with the whistles. They can get 17,500 in Assembly Hall on the campus of Illinois. They must have 20,000 here in Indianapolis tonight. A sea of orange. Illinois gets the first chance. Williams, the playmaker. The all Big Ten MVP Brown, number 11.
Fairleigh Dickinson starts off in man-to-man. Tamian Trent with the assignment of trying to stick with Darren Williams.
Luther Head tries the 3. Timberlake, Rosario, the big man from Italy. Tamian Trent, he's the leader of this team. A reminder, those of you waiting for games in your part of the country, in Cleveland at 9:47, it'll be Creighton and West Virginia. UAB and LSU will tip it off in Boise at 9:56, and just after 10 o'clock in Tucson, it'll be the Bruins and Red Raiders, UCLA and Texas Tech.
Illinois primarily a motion team. They have some mismatches they can go to. Usually it's Roger Powell who can take a bigger guy out on the floor and post a smaller guy.
Luther Head back to Brown. 10 on the shot clock. D. Brown motions to set it up. It's Darren Williams for 3, well off the mark, and the rebound goes to Timberlake. Really feeling out one another, as we have seen in every game at Indianapolis today and tonight. Tamian Trent tries the 3, and it's Williams who brings it down for the Illini. D. Brown darts into the lane, sets up Powell. The Illini take the early lead. A 3 for Powell.
Illinois will play primarily man-to-man defense. They put good pressure on the ball, but Trent able to get open underneath on the baseline.
The senior Trent averaging 15.8. Darren Williams answers for Illinois at the other end, 5-2 for the Big Ten champions.
And they answer quickly. Darren Williams proficient at getting the ball up the court quickly before the defense can set.
Menza Peterson on the dribble, picks off Head on the screen. Oh, Brown almost with a steal. For 3, Tamian Trent, not close. James Augustine clears the boards, and D. Brown brings it in. Oh, he's so quick. Williams sets up Augustine, and the foul by Rosario. Big guy from Italy, 7 feet. Played his high school ball at Long Island Lutheran.
Augustine coming off an MVP performance in the Big Ten tournament. Has made 14 of his last 19 field goals. And this is one underrated basketball player, a left-hander, very athletic, runs the floor, and blends in very nicely with a really solid group of players around him.
Good free throw shooter, over 75%. He leads the team in field goal percentage at 62%. His uncle Jerry Augustine, you baseball fans will remember him, an outstanding left-handed pitcher, Milwaukee Brewers. 7-2 Illini lead. And an early substitution by Bruce Weber brings in Jack Ingram. Ingram for Augustine.
One thing about this Illinois team, I think they're underrated defensively. It's hard to have a team that's lost only one game be underrated, but spent so much time talking about Illinois and their ability to pass the ball, their scoring. 5 guys in double figures, but this team really does get down and defend in the half court.
D. Brown called for the foul, trying to stop Tamian Trent from Mauritius, New York. Went to center Mauritius High out on the island. And he toes the stripe, a 75% shooter. Fairleigh Dickinson, one of the smaller student populations of the teams in the tournament. Teaneck, New Jersey, very close to downtown Manhattan. The only metropolitan team that made it to the 65, and you have to go quite a ways back, some 20 years since that has happened.
Last time they were in the tournament, 1998, when they gave UConn a good scare in the first round.
Powell works his way inside to make it 9-3. He has 5 points early.
Tom Green switching up defenses on that last possession. Green likes to play a lot of different looks defensively, went with the zone, and Illinois cut it up.
Kleber, how'd he get that one off the glass? He seemed out of control, staggering, but makes his first bucket. Almost stolen by Timberlake. And a whistle, and it appears from the body language it's Tamian Trent, the fiery leader of the Knights. He has his first.
Powell getting the ball in the middle of that zone and putting it on the floor. He's athletic, he can get to the rim. A solid basketball player that's had a lot of terrific games. He was especially good against Wake Forest early in the season.
Rosario got his hands on it, but Ingram recovers for the Illini. Boy, they just are quick, great movement. Luther Head off the mark. Roger Powell follows it, can't hit. And it's knocked out of bounds off Chad Timberlake of Fairleigh Dickinson. A reminder coming up next at Boise. It'll be UAB and LSU at 9:56. 2 minutes after 10, the tip-off scheduled UCLA. Texas Tech will go at it in Tucson. Powell is out, and back is Augustine for Illinois. #1 team in the nation, leading by 4 early, approaching the 4-minute gone here in the first half. Oh, quite a block by Rosario, but Augustine gets it back for Illinois. D. Brown for 3. Rosario almost walked. Boy, he has got some size underneath, doesn't he, the big Italian kid?
And Illinois struggling a bit from the field, just 3 of 9. They did not shoot the ball well at all in Chicago for the Big Ten tournament, especially D. Brown, who really struggled, went 0 of 8 against Wisconsin.
Timberlake, and he was denied. Good defense from Ingram. And with that whistle, we'll take a break. 4 minutes in, Illinois by 4.
Ready, Captain.
Wheel.
Check.
Inflate movie.
Check.
Dad, do you know where you're going?
OnStar, can I help you?
Check.
We named it the Max. J.D. Power and Associates named it the most appealing entry mid-size car. Chevy Malibu Max, an American revolution.
Jay Singh, Ernie Els, Phil Mickelson, and Tiger Woods are all on top of their games. Soon, the world's best battle for the coveted green jacket, the Masters on CBS.
Tom Green has taken Fairleigh Dickinson to 3 previous NCAA tournaments and conducted themselves well. In fact, look at that game. Lost to Connecticut. Antry Klaber, the older brother Gordon Klaber, was on that UConn team.
And that was a really good Fairleigh Dickinson team. I had seen them play during the regular season with Elijah Allen and Jermaine Slider, Rashawn Turner. That team could really play.
Inside is Augustine. And he gets up there at 6'10", 4 points for him. You talk so much about the guard play of this Illinois team, and rightfully so. It's easy to overlook Augustine and talk about underrated, but always producing.
Very solid and a terrific post feed by Ingram. Passed it away from the defense.
Damian Trent looking for an opening, gives and goes to Klaber, and it's 11-7. Gordon Klaber with 4. 5 minutes into this second game, the winner to meet Nevada's Wolfpack in the first game on Saturday night. From the corner, Ingram. Look how high Augustine, and he almost batted it home. 11-7. Illinois leading Fairleigh Dickinson, number 1 against number 16. Beautiful pass, Klaber for 3. How about that? Illinois 11, Fairleigh Dickinson 10. Klaber was 7 to lead all scores early.
Klaber just spotting up to that 3-point line.
Mensa Peterson with a foul.
Nice job by Ingram, setting the screen, then working on his pass and delivering it beautifully to Augustine, who had the angle. And then Damian Trent turning the corner, getting into the middle of the lane and kicking it out to Gordon Klaber, who was ready to shoot as the ball arrived. This Fairleigh Dickinson team, they may not be able to stop Illinois' offense, but they're going to be able to score with them.
Darren Williams couldn't penetrate, comes back outside. It's Ingram, and he rattles in a 5-footer. 13-10 as Ingram has his first points.
Ingram probably had his best game of the season at Wisconsin. Came off the bench, did a nice job.
Yeah, he had a couple of threes and a couple of free throws that sealed the win and snapped the 38-game home winning streak of the Badgers. Turnover, Brown 2-on-1. No, he's so lightning quick. Talk about stirring the crowd's enthusiasm. D. Brown can do it. First points for him.
Just a blur in the open court.
Look at the defense of Williams, and he picks it off. Took it away from Timberlake. Brown converts. That's the Illinois team that ran off 32 wins in 33 games. Welcome back to Indianapolis, where Illinois leads by 7. Shortly, we'll get you out to the Tucson match between the men from Westwood against those from West Texas, UCLA, and Texas Tech will tip it off at 10:02. 6 points in just 45 seconds for the Illini, using their defense to run out 2 quick buckets by D. Brown. After Fairleigh Dickinson had pulled within 1 at 11-10.
Illinois with the trap and the rotation, pushing Fairleigh Dickinson further out on the floor, not letting the Knights run any of their quick hitting sets.
Long 3-pointer by Michael Peoples just into the game. It's followed home by Mensa Peterson. He has his first bucket. Darren Williams, he's the playmaker of this great Illini team. Rattles out. Rebound of Mensa Peterson. Peterson couldn't quite kiss it off the glass and tied up. And somebody extricate these two guys. Where's the fire hose? Ingram and Casario just wouldn't give in.
Well, Casario, both of them had their hands on the ball. Casario coming up over the top.
He had a half Nelson going there, Casario.
Bruce Weber asking how he can be draped over the top of Ingram and that not be a foul.
Rattling in that jumper is Gordon Kleber, off to a great start. 9 points for Kleber, the junior from Greenbelt, Maryland. Back to a 3-point game. Nick Smith in for Illinois. The 7-footer well off the mark in his first attempt. Smith, the tallest ever at Illinois at 7 feet 2 inches. Kleber again. Powell on him. There's D. Brown. He's so quick, not only with his feet but his hands. Knocks it away. Timeout. 11:50 left. First half here in Indianapolis. Back in Indianapolis, sharp shooting by Fairleigh Dickinson, keeping them close. Illinois using their defense and turnovers to run out to a lead.
And that's really been the difference. 4 Fairleigh Dickinson turnovers, but the Knights are fighting Illinois behind the great play of Gordon Kleber, perhaps the best player in the Northeast Conference. Kleber is a 4-man with the skills of a 3. Good feet, he is long, and he's got a variety of different moves. Off the high screen and roll, the catch and finished with the left hand, and stepping out onto the perimeter and able to knock down a 3.
He's 4 for 4 shooting to open the game. Averaging over 15 on the season, has 9 tonight. Fairleigh Dickinson down by 3. Under 12 minutes to go in the first half.
Usually Roger Powell's the matchup problem, but Kleber's been a problem for him.
Knocked away by Powell. Another turnover. While Illinois has not committed a single turnover. 5 now charged against Fairleigh Dickinson. Williams wide open. Long bounce comes out, and it's Michael Peoples who recovers, and Tamian Trent goes limping toward the sidelines. Whoa, that'd be costly for Fairleigh Dickinson. He is their fiery leader. 17-14. Top-rated, #1 in the nation, Illinois leading Fairleigh Dickinson, but the Knights from Teaneck, New Jersey, giving the Illini a good fight. We'll check on Tamian Trent. They're working on his right ankle. Gordon Kleber, 4 for 4 from the floor. Misses that, but the rebound to Timberlake. Peterson unable to connect. Kleber gets it back, travels. 6th Knights turnover. And there's Tamian Trent working on that right ankle. Went down hard on the exchange under the basket at Illinois' end.
Williams coming off the staggered screen. Illinois has been settling a lot for jump shots.
Darren Williams connects. He has 4, and it's a 5-point advantage for the Illini. Approaching the midpoint of this first 20-minute period. The winner to play Nevada. Early game on Saturday night. Inside and not there. As Peoples, tough luck on that one, but another chance for Fairleigh Dickinson. Mensa Peterson now is the quarterback with Trent on the sidelines. And a foul. Darren Williams, his first. Second team foul on the Illini. 3 whistled against Fairleigh Dickinson early.
Illinois sticking with their man-to-man. Augustine doing a pretty good job on Kleber, not letting him get it.
Augustine, a hand in the face of Kleber, who pulls up. Just short. Boy, good offensive rebounding. Peoples for Fairleigh Dickinson. 7 offensive boards for the Knights. Timberlake not there. And Augustine wraps it up for the Illini. Williams sets up Brown. Just great movement away from the ball for Illinois.
They really do move very well. They move the ball and they move themselves. That makes them hard to guard. Mismatch out top.
They double team Augustine, and there's the steal, and the foul on Darren Williams will be his second. Tried to stop the break. Reminder, CBS Sports Line puts you on the court for this year's men's NCAA tournament. Get up to the minute scoring and streaming video highlights for every first round game at cbssportsline.com. Darren Williams sits down with 2 fouls. D. Brown will be the point guard in to replace Rich McBride, the 6'3" sophomore from Springfield. Good outside shooter. Burnell Murray, the left-hander, now at point guard for Fairleigh Dickinson. Good pass. Rosario on the setup. Pulls Fairleigh Dickinson within 3.
Boy, the nice curl, drawing the defense and dishing it back to Rosario.
And the foul on a hold against the Knights.
A terrific job of curling that screen, and Peoples found Rosario very nicely. You can see coming around this right here, drawing the defense to him. And that allowed Rosario the opening and the nice catch and finish.
Last foul was on Gordon Kleber, his first. Team's 4th. 3 whistled against Illinois here.
2-3 zone right now by Fairleigh Dickinson.
McBride. The 3 not there. Augustine over the top, but it's taken away as Murray brings it in for Fairleigh Dickinson. A 3-pointer away from tying the #1 team in the nation.
And Fairleigh Dickinson cleaning up the glass against the #1 team in the country.
The steal. Now D. Brown 2-on-1. And Powell, it's a little too tall. Murray, and open is Kleber. 19-18 Illinois. Kleber with 11 points to lead all scores.
Well, on the playground, they call that cherry picking. In Indianapolis, they call it 2 against the #1 team.
Luther Head. The loose ball again picked off by Murray. He's everywhere. Oh, my! Rosario with a follow slam. And Fairleigh Dickinson leads #1 Illinois with 7:23 left in the opening half. Head takes it inside and draws the foul. A 10-2 run by Fairleigh Dickinson to take the lead by 1.
Fairleigh Dickinson has done it defensively, getting the run out. And then in transition, the miss, and Rosario.
Back on the night, wearing of the green, St. Patty's Day, and Tom Green, headmaster Fairleigh Dickinson, has to like what he sees. Rosario, who grew up 45 minutes outside of Venice in Italy and migrated here to the United States with that spectacular follow dunk, giving Fairleigh Dickinson its first lead of the game at 2019. Luther Head at the line ties it at 20. Head from Chicago led the Illini in that well-balanced attack, 15.8 a game. And this is a great free throw shooting team Illinois puts on the floor. They're back in front.
And thus far in the ball game, Fairleigh Dickinson has been quicker to the ball, not only on the glass, but anytime the ball has been loose. They have come up with it. They're outworking Illinois thus far.
Andre Harris 0-0 in the game for Fairleigh Dickinson. From outside, Timberlake can't hit the three, and Augustine up high for the rebound. Damian Trent, the leader of this Fairleigh Dickinson team, still on the bench. From outside, Ingram can't hit the three, and it was touched by Grosario. Kind of a careless play. A reminder, Wednesday on CBS, the crime scene is 65 stories above Manhattan. The evidence leads to the top of the NYPD. Don't miss a new CSI New York Wednesday, 9 Central here on CBS. Illinois now 1 for 9 from three-point range.
Well, anytime you're not hitting shots, I don't care who you are, you can look a lot more ordinary.
Nevada, the Wolfpack, with a tough win over Texas, awaits the winner of this one on Saturday. Great ball movement. Brown open for three. Well done.
Just beautiful basketball, moving the ball from one side of the floor to the other, making the defense help and recover, and finding the open man. They make the right pass.
A 4-point lead as D. Brown leads all Illinois scores with 7. Look at the hands of Luther Head. They're just harassing Fairleigh Dickinson on the perimeter.
Just terrific ball movement by this team. Side to side, you can see the defense having to scramble out, stop the penetration, and D. Brown wide open for a look on the wing. And Brown, coming into this ball game, had hit just 7 of his last 35 field goals. He had been struggling when he was on fire before that.
Good news for the Knights. Damian Trent, there he is with the ball now, has returned, replacing Burnell Murray. Did a good job in his place. Down to 0, and the shot clock, no one noticed that time had ticked down, and with an exchange of substitutes, they lost sight. Easy turnover, the 8th. 24-20 the Illini. They've got an awakening, however, from this tough Fairleigh Dickinson squad, and there's Grosario with a block.
And Grosario having a good time out there. The little on big screen got Augustine open, and Grosario wiped it away from behind.
Chad Timberlake follows his own shot, but the foul. Will it be on Timberlake or Harris?
Looked like they got Harris.
It's his first.
Grosario taken out of the play momentarily by the screen of D. Brown, but those long arms and his size, when Augustine showed the ball, he was able to knock it away off the glass.
A rare rest for D. Brown. He's out for the moment. 41 Warren Carter, the sophomore at 6'9" from Dallas, has replaced him. Under 5 minutes to go here in Indianapolis. Luther Head with a three. Head, who is shooting 41% from three-point range, now has 5.
And one thing Illinois does time and time again, they make you guard them.
Mensa Peterson into Harris. He's short. The sophomore from Detroit. .80 run for the Illini that has many of their fans in orange on their feet. Head again. Three minutes and 20 seconds ago, Fairleigh Dickinson took the lead 20-19. Since then, all Illini 11 unanswered, led by Luther Head.
Luther Head getting it off ball reversal, then the ball screen in transition, and Luther Head coming off the baseline stagger. And he has really ratcheted up the intensity for Illinois, really on both ends of the floor, not just offensively, but he's been active defensively as well.
A hot head for Illinois. 10-point lead after Fairleigh Dickinson briefly led this #1 Illini team by 1. Speaking of #1, there he is for Fairleigh Dickinson. #1 Chad Timberlake, his first basket. Go ahead. No carry. Carter. Ingram, ball movement back to head. Not there that time, and Andre Harris rips down the rebound. Ahead, Mensa Peterson. Big man Carter at 6'9" on Peterson, the guard. Damian Trent double teamed, able to work his way out of trouble.
Nice job by Jack Ingram to help out. Trent is trying to post D. Brown.
Harris connects his first basket. And back-to-back goals for Fairleigh Dickinson to erase that 10-point lead back to 6.
Harris not known as a scorer, more of an offensive rebounder, defender.
D. Brown back in the game, sets up Augustine, and the foul goes against Andre Harris. Stop the basket, but Augustine will be at the line to shoot 2 when we return. 2:42 left in the opening half. The #1 team in the nation leads by 6. What an emotional week for Bruce Weber in his second season with Illinois, this great team. And then Friday during the Big Ten tournament, his mother suddenly a heart attack and passed. Tuesday in Milwaukee, the funeral. Here's a man, Weber, when he was hired after serving as the head coach at Southern Illinois for 5 years, wasn't the most popular pick for Illini fans, but they couldn't love him more now everywhere he goes.
Well, he's a terrific basketball coach, and you know, he's not a nightclub comic that's going to score big points on the rubber chicken circuit, but you put a whistle around his neck and he can make 5 guys play as one out on the basketball floor, and that's exactly what this Illinois team does.
First Big Ten coach in history to win the Big Ten title outright his first 2 years as head coach. Timberlake fouled as he gets up a 2-point attempt. And a reminder coming up on Singular at the half. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis. Boy, they do a great job. Talk about a long day. And they'll bring you right up to date on all the scores and highlights and live action of NCAA tournament play. Singular Naismith update as well. That's all next Singular at the half. We're 2:20 away from the intermission. And Timberlake off the mark on that free throw. He's only a 61% shooter from the line. Third leading scorer for the Knights at 13.4. He's from Brooklyn. New Utrecht High School bangs off both. The Knights can ill afford to miss on any scoring chance.
Well, this Illinois team very well conditioned. Great.
Pass too tall for Luther Head. D. Brown trying to set him up for the dunk.
Well conceived and well executed. Just couldn't finish it at the end. But these Illinois players so well conditioned. They can run all day on the offensive end. They get into your chest defensively, and they play a lot of minutes. Gadi
Book, native of Israel, in the game for this international Fairleigh Dickinson roster. They have 4 men born outside the United States. Not this guy, Andre Harris from Detroit. He has 4. It's a 6-point lead for Illinois. And the turnover. Now they have Italy, Israel, Guyana, and Germany represented on this Fairleigh Dickinson roster. Monday on CBS, it's March Min Madness. Charlie Sheen and John Cryer score laughs in a new episode of the buzzer-beating comedy 2.5 Men. You can catch it Monday at 9:30, 8:30 Central on CBS. Some of the programming, nighttime programming on CBS moved around because of the tournament action on Thursday, Saturday. Inside to Gadi Book, and they're going to call him for traveling. Had trouble catching the ball. No basket.
Boy, but they had it right there. A little high screen, roll and replace. Book had the opening to the basket.
And a chance to cut the Illinois lead to 4. Nick Smith in. He sets up Augustine. And the block by Gotti Book. He's 6'6" from Tel Aviv, 25 years of age. He served his 3 years in the Israeli army. Actually in graduate school. D. Brown. And the rebound to Trent.
Not a lot of offensive rebounds available for Illinois, in part because they've taken some long threes. They've indicated some longer rebounds.
Final minute, first half. Underdog Fairleigh Dickinson down only 6 to #1 Illinois. And a fine move inside by Tamian Trent. He's got 5.
Fairleigh Dickinson finding their way to the basket a little bit too easily for Bruce Weber's liking.
Reminder, we'll go out to that UCLA Texas Tech game during halftime. Texas Tech leading the Bruins by 4. Nick Smith pops from outside. Another miss over the top to Fairleigh Dickinson. And these underdog Knights of Tom Green are making a lot of Illinois fans nervous.
Well, they're certainly making Bruce Weber a little bit nervous. And Fairleigh Dickinson going to hold this one for 1 shot.
20 seconds left. I'm impressed with this guy, Tamian Trent. He plays big, only 6 feet tall, a senior. Long Island, New York. 7 seconds. They got to hurry now. Timberlake with 3. Timberlake to Trent. Hits the 3 at the buzzer. It counts. And what a first half for Tom Green's Knights. They leave the court down by only 1 to Bruce Weber's #1 top-seeded Fighting Illini. Oh my.
Timberlake doing a nice job of getting the ball into the middle, collapsing that defense, and I don't think they're going to have to look at that to see whether it was a 2 or a 3. How deep is that?
Oh. 3 or 4 points, says Tom Green. We'll take the 3. A 1-point game at halftime. 32-31 will send you to Greg Gumbel in New York after these messages and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Intel Centrino Mobile Technology, Diet Coke, the U.S. Postal Service, and by Pontiac.
Back in Indianapolis, this is the Chicago region. Nevada has won. The winner of this game to meet the Wolfpack. And how about the score at halftime? That's got to have everyone in this crowd talking in the intermission.
Well, Fairleigh Dickinson now believes that they can win. They came back from a 10-point deficit in the last 4 minutes. They shot 50% from the field in that first half. Illinois just 38%. And Fairleigh Dickinson dominated the glass, out rebounding the Illini by 9. Illinois' guard scored some points, but Gordon Claver had a solid first half. 11 points on 5 of 7 from the field. You take a look at Illinois' season stats. Down almost 11% from the field. Look at that rebounding margin. Down 9 boards in that first half. They were beaten to the ball, and Illinois relied a little bit too much on the three-point shot in the first half. 14 of their 29 shots were from behind the arc. They need to get to the rim a little bit more.
Made only 4 of those three-point attempts out of 14. And Fairleigh Dickinson got the dramatic Tamian Trent shot at the buzzer to pull within 1 as we open the second half. Illinois with the first possession. Williams, Brown, Head, the 3 guards, Augustine and Powell.
As much movement as Illinois gets, this has been an active defense.
It counts as D. Brown takes it in and draws the foul. Second half just underway here in Indianapolis with 16th seed Fairleigh Dickinson putting a scare into #1 Illinois. A 1-point game at halftime. D. Brown's just taking it up the lane for a basket and a foul. Looks for his 10th point of the game.
And Dick, notable that Illinois got the ball to the rim after settling for jump shots in that first half. 14 of their 29 shots were threes.
Big Illinois partisan crowd here. Anyone without an orange outfit, I suppose, rooting for the underdog Fairleigh Dickinson. NC Peterson has it knocked out of bounds.
Important for Illinois to establish their identity and impose their will on the defensive end. They gave up way too many open shots in that first half to allow Fairleigh Dickinson to shoot 50% from the field.
Peoples in for Timberlake as Fairleigh Dickinson opens the second half. Man to watch, number 50 Gordon Klaber, who is their second leading scorer at 15-8, just under that of Tamian Trent, who hit the long bomb at the buzzer to end the first half to pull the Knights within one. He's triggering in the inbounds pass. Unable to hit the jumper from the lane. Powell Jr. with the rebound. Throughout the season, Illinois, whenever in trouble, seemed to find an extra gear. Augustine fouled by Big Crosariol, and that'll be his third.
Well, Tom Green, a little frustrated over on the sideline, thought that Crosariol got all ball. Whistle a little bit late.
Sends James Augustine to the line. The junior averaged 10 a game and led the Illini in rebounds with 7.3. That's his 7th point tonight.
And a very efficient big man, shot about 63% from the field to lead the Big Ten.
This is the second. The rebound to NC Peterson. The Illini scoring the first 4 points of this second half. Brown on Peterson. Powell, Klaber. Peterson, fall away three-pointer.
Well defended by Illinois. Took away every option out of that 1-4 set, including the stagger.
And that's why Illinois lost only once in that 1-point defeat at Ohio State. They're not only tough offensively, they're a terrific defensive unit. Luther Head for three. And the Illini come out firing from 1 point up. They've opened an 8-point lead. Head now with 11 to lead Illinois. Trent inside, and then the bad pass from Crosariol goes out of bounds. Tom Green said, settle down.
Luther Head ready to shoot as Powell draws the defense and kicks it out to the open senior. And Luther Head's shooting has really made a big difference for Illinois in this game.
Darren Williams. Brown to Head. Powell up the lane. Crosariol rebounds. Fairleigh Dickinson yet to score, almost 3 minutes into the second half. Down by 8. Gordon Klaber. Tough defense. Does it count? Yes. Klaber's made a couple of shots inside, almost throwing the ball off the glass, and it goes in.
Well, terrific footwork. The nice little jab step as he gets the ball against the bigger James Augustine. Augustine just leans into him a little bit, just enough to draw the contact and the foul. But credit Klaber with the finish, and he has been efficient in this game.
Looking for his 14th point. It's batted off D. Brown, out of bounds to Fairleigh Dickinson. 3 minutes 4 seconds into the second half. Illinois by 6. Fairleigh Dickinson ball. The Knights in blue. Peoples pulls up from 10 feet. Augustine clears. Williams to head for three. Boy, he wanted it. A little tougher shot there.
Illinois just has not been able to corral any of those long rebounds off those three-point attempts.
Peterson in trouble on the double team, gets it to Peoples, back to Peterson, and it's partially blocked by Augustine, enough to deny. Brown streaking into the offensive end.
And one thing Fairleigh Dickinson has done, they've gotten back in transition. They haven't allowed too many runouts by Illinois.
Head to Augustine. Can't hit on the follow, and it's to Peterson. Hit the underside of the rim with that second attempt. Klaber at the other end. And D. Brown pulls it in. Knocked out of bounds by Klaber, and with it a timeout. 15:40 left, second half. Number 1, Illinois leads by 6.
T-minus 20 seconds and counting. We are go. Guidance internal. 10, 9, 8, 7. Ignition sequence start. 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Get your camera phones ready to catch a G6. Snap a picture of a Pontiac G6 anywhere you see one and send it in by March 18th for your chance to win $1 million. Go to catchag6.com to learn more.
You give me fever.
Applebee's Barbecue Fever. From our sweet baby backs to our new grilled barbecue shrimp.
Fever, till you sizzle. What a lovely way to burn.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Illinois by 6 as we look at the tournament summary. Number 1 seeds 81-0 against number 16. Fairleigh Dickinson would like to change that, and what an upset it would be.
Only 6 oh my's by my partner
in 4 games. Oh my,
you're slipping.
You know, when you're number 1, you're under the world's microscope, and so it is with Illinois. And what Fairleigh Dickinson has shown as they've exposed some vulnerability, and for teams that say, well, can you beat Illinois? I think it shows that they are human. They've had an off game, and Fairleigh Dickinson an outstanding game to stay within 6.
Well, Fairleigh Dickinson has shown that they are absolutely unafraid of the number 1 team in the country, but they've shown that over the years under Tom Green. He has said that they've always been competitive in the NCAA.
Oh, how did that go in? From an angle, D. Brown threw it up there knowing he would get a foul, and it just skimmed the edge of the glass and slipped through.
Shades of Jack Givens in 1978. How do you bank it from the baseline?
Look at that, off the top corner of the backboard. Even in horse, that's a tough shot. This is the chance for the three-point play.
Like the free throw was too easy for him after that.
Now Fairleigh Dickinson finds themselves down by 8. They trail by only 1 at the intermission. We're 5 minutes into the second half. Williams, a good defender on Klaber, who got away with a foul there. 2-on-1, head to Brown. 10-point lead for the Illini.
What a great look by Luther Head, and the speed of D. Brown.
14 points, Brown leading all scorers. A stoic Tom Green, his arms folded across his chest, stands at the bench for Fairleigh Dickinson. That one doesn't fall for Trent. Same shot that he hit for 3 at the end of the half. Mensa Peterson. Augustine clears. Fairleigh Dickinson coming down to earth with their shooting here in the second half. Brown, a long three. Yes. This is what they do. The Illini suddenly jump out to a 13-point lead. 17 for D. Brown.
The steal and the run out for Illinois, getting the ball very alertly to D. Brown. That is spurtability. Thank you, Clark Kellogg.
And the beat for the Illini continues. A 13-point lead. D. Brown, the spark.
D. Brown was 7 of his last 35 coming into this game, but he is 7 of 9 in the first round of the NCAA tournament, scoring in transition, hitting from the perimeter, even got one to fall into the basket off the glass from the baseline.
The corner of the backboard. He's outscored Fairleigh Dickinson 10-2 himself the first 6 minutes of the second half. And another steal. Luther Head forced the turnover. Brown wants it and misses everything, but Luther Head says good pass. Rebound to Tamian Trent. Gordon Claber at the other end to score.
Boy, what a nice job to avoid the charge. Darren Williams had set up to try to get the offensive foul on Claber. He just slipped right past it.
At 6'9" and 205, he's right at his average for the season, 15. And a turnover as Darren Williams makes a rare bad pass. And the hold inside, it'll be Roger Powell Jr. His second. NCAAsports.com or CSTV.com. That's where you won't miss a minute of March Madness. Get live video of all games outside your viewing area. Claber and left alone underneath. Makes it 46-37. Back to a 9-point deficit, staring at number 16 seed Fairleigh Dickinson.
Boy, nobody challenged Claber under the basket.
Darren Williams inside. And the save by Rosario. Nice move by Mensa Peterson. Into the 7-footer. Luther Head and the block. Michael Peoples at 6'6".
Luther Head can't afford to show the basketball like that. Went up with one hand. Got to go stronger than that. When you show it, somebody's going to knock it away.
Rosario inside. And now Tamian Trent will reset the offense. Down by 9. Shot clock at 10. Claber, three-pointer. Out of bounds, knocked out by D. Brown. And with it, we'll take a commercial break. 11:36 remaining. The Illini lead by 9.
A rainy day is my chance to be home. Be a fan. Be a kid.
Welcome back to Ken Berg and Jay Billis. Indianapolis, a crowd around 30,000. Partisan Illini audience to follow the #1 team in the country, leading by 9 over long shot 16th seed Fairleigh Dickinson. But high marks to the Knights of Tom Green. They played a team regarded as best in the country, very tough, and have executed well. Oops. And the big guy had his path blocked, tried to barrel his way through, and Andrea Rosario has 4 fouls.
putting the ball on the floor, but then he was in no man's land. Give credit to Roger Powell for stepping in the way of a runaway truck.
It's a Fiat, a big Fiat. Rich McBride into the Illini lineup, as is Jack Ingram. Dee Brown gets a blow.
The matchup zone look from Fairleigh Dickinson.
Jack Ingram, senior from San Antonio, played his first 2 years at Tulsa. He has 4 points. Now Fairleigh Dickinson, fairly small. Inside Peoples, he's denied, and Powell comes down with it, and a foul called as Peoples reached in. Well, now Sunday on CBS, spring break really bites. It says here, a fun-filled Florida beach invaded by college co-eds and killer sharks. The OC's Shannon Lucy stars in the world premiere of Spring Break Shark Attack Sunday at 9/8 Central on CBS. Ingram follows the miss. 2 quick goals by Jack Ingram, 6 in the game, and it's the Illini now a more comfortable 13-point lead.
Ingram set a screen on the zone to free up Head in the corner, and then that opened him up on the offensive glass as well.
Tamian Trent eludes the double team. Klaber scored all the points for the Knights here in the second half. Only 6. Luther Head trying to force a turnover, and a timeout call by Tamian Trent as he slid on the court. Illini fans wanted a backcourt violation. Well, the loyal legion of Illini fans not only love their team, they love the scheduling. Look at Champaign to Indy, only 120, 133 to Chicago, 179. The march to the Arch, that's a 1-tank ride, round trip, all 3 sites.
The road to the Final Four in a bus.
And Tamian Trent, who had an ankle banged up in the first half, skidding after the ball at midcourt, rubbing at his leg. He comes out, and Pernell Murray, the freshman from Stillwater, Oklahoma, substituted well for Trent in the first half. Left-hander with the ball. We've reached the midpoint of the second 20-minute period, and he had to hurry, and that's why Mensa Peterson forced that extremely long 3-pointer and the shot clock violation. You can see why Tom Green, pretty tough for a coach the last 20 years anywhere, 22 years at Teaneck at Fairleigh Dickinson, is his players may be outsized and outmanned, but boy, he coaches them well. Peoples has the rebound. Says he has 3 scholarships left. He said, I'm not like the big schools where they have them promised years in advance. He said, I got 3 openings. I'll see what's available and perhaps knock on the door. They're calling Trent's injury a sprained ankle. And Timberlake not sick. We haven't seen him the entire second half. Chad Timberlake, the junior from Brooklyn, he's been in the locker room feeling ill. Roger Powell Jr. with his 3rd foul.
It looks like Tamian Trent trying to work out a cramp over on the sidelines.
Yeah, they're rubbing that right calf. Short was Andre Harris. With Timberlake and Trent out, and center Casario, some firepower lost by the Knights.
And Illinois doing a much better job on the glass in this second half, limiting Fairleigh Dickinson to 1 shot.
9 minutes to go. Ooh, Dee Brown, a shoulder down. He was a football player in high school, and a good one. He picks up the 2nd foul as he did his impression of Edgerrin James. Tonight on The Late Show, Dave's got Deborah Messing, and speaking of the Colts, Peyton Manning in the Late Show Quarterback Challenge tonight on CBS. Glaber unable to hit the three. Good rebound, and that may be D. Brown over the back with a foul. It is his third.
These Fairleigh Dickinson guards go to the glass. Illinois needs to send all 5 guys to the defensive board until they secure the ball and can take it the other way.
Team fouls 5 aside. Luther Head and Warren Carter return. Brown and McBride go out for Illinois. Other than Kleber, who's going to shoot it for Fairleigh Dickinson? He's the only one who scored in 11 minutes for the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights, and the foul goes against number 41 Warren Carter.
Mensa Peterson has been putting a lot of pressure on this defense by putting the ball on the floor and attacking off the dribble.
Bruce Weber, an assistant under Gene Cady at Purdue, some 15 years. Glaber off the glass, and he continues to be the only man in the scoring column for Fairleigh Dickinson in the second half. A total of 19 in the game to lead all scores. Gordon Glaber, he'll be back next year. There's his numbers, 9 for 15 shooting and a total of 19 points.
Well, he's a high major player playing at a mid-major school.
Luther Head finds some room, and James Augustine just bigger and stronger underneath to get the follow on 9 points for him.
Looked like Warren Carter helped keep that ball alive on the offensive glass.
Down to 7:40 left. The winner to meet the University of Nevada. Tight win over Texas tonight. Glaber is short on the runner. Darren Williams to Head. Not quite high enough. And the throw into the forecourt from Burnell Murray. Nobody looking for it. Turnover. It'll go to Illinois. When we come back, the Illini lead by 13. We check our game summary, and the Illini lifting their field goal percentage, while Fairleigh Dickinson 50% shooting in the first half, down to 22, and that means the Illini jumps out by 13. Well, the attendance tonight, combined with that this afternoon, 54,008. This is the largest of the 8 venues of the opening round action. Of course, a big draw, the Illini so close to Champaign, Illinois, the entire state of Illinois following their progress on an incredible run, 32-1 to start tonight. It is a fun team to watch, and I emphasize team as a member of that team. Warren Carter hits a 2. His first points of the game.
Perhaps more than any other team in America, this Illinois team shares the ball better and more unselfishly than any I've seen.
Ingram forces the intercept. And people have asked me through the course of the year, well, what do you like about Illinois? And I said, it's easy. This isn't a one-man game. They play with 5 on the court and 12 total. It's a team game, and no one represents that concept better than Bruce Weber's club. Fun to watch. They pass it well. They're smart. They all can score. They all defend. Tuesday on CBS, the Amazing Race teams all declare war on Survivor, Sweethearts, Rob and Amber. Don't miss a new Amazing Race Tuesday, 9/8 Central on CBS.
Well, you're right about their defensive abilities, and D. Brown was named the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year as Darren Williams knifes into the middle for a score, but I'm not sure that Luther Head isn't the best perimeter defender on this team.
17-point lead for the Illini. Nevada awaits the winner. Inside, and again, good defense denies Andre Harris, and a foul. Perhaps a frustration. Harris, his second. Returning with the 4 fouls, Andrea Crosario. And Chad Timberlake makes his first appearance of the second half. All the scores for you, the finals this afternoon and tonight. Chattanooga gave a scare for a while to Wake Forest, much as Fairleigh Dickinson did for the first half to this Illinois team. Rosario with a rebound on the miss. Good to see Tamian Trent back as well now for the Knights. They missed him. Timberlake out there on the runner, and Augustine with the rebound. He has 13 to lead the Illini.
On every possession, somebody different seems like they can bring it up the floor. Luther Head brought it up almost as a point guard and then runs off so many screens. Beautiful pass.
Nick Smith, the 7'2" Illini front court player, just sets up Luther Head with an easy 2. 13 for Head.
And that's Illinois always moving. As soon as the ball went into the post, the basket cut by Luther Head and found by the terrific pass.
And Kleber hits another. Gordon Kleber. He leads Fairleigh Dickinson with 22. And the steal. Timberlake with Head to beat. And Head gave him a little fake as if he is going to go up with him, and Timberlake able to drop it over the rim. 4.5 minutes left. Darren Williams fouled by Tamian Trent.
Let's take a look at the movement as the ball goes into Nick Smith here. There's going to be a little screen set and a basket cut. The screen coming from Augustine, the basket cut by Luther Head. Cesario falls asleep. And Luther Head kisses it in off the glass. This team moves so well without the ball, and as a result, they find a lot of openings in any defense.
15 assists on 22 Illinois baskets. Darren Williams at the line has his 7th point. Colony, Texas High School in Dallas with Bracy Wright, the star at Indiana. Let's check the CBS Sports Live stat of the game and field goal percentage in the second half. Just reversing how well Fairleigh Dickinson shot, 50% in the first half. Get complete NCAA tournament coverage at CBSSportsline.com. Here's Augustine out hawking a 6-foot guard and making it tough on him. And the foul will go against Nick Smith as he hacks Andrea Rosario. Darren Williams grew up with a mother who played college basketball herself and volleyball at West Liberty State. And he just is so knowledgeable, and you know, like all great players, you don't always notice him. He just is so good and smooth and makes so few errors.
I think what he does is he manages the game. He's got a great feel for what's going on out on the floor, and he just knows how to play.
Rosario with a pair of free throws. He now has 6 points to go with 8 rebounds in the game. Carter. And Williams said, why don't we take a little time off? It's under 4 minutes to go. And a hold, and that'll be against Rosario. Some of the fans happy with that call because it means the giant 7-foot Italian is out. 6 points in the game. 3:49 left. Illinois on its way to meeting Nevada on Saturday. Back in Indianapolis, 3:49 left, and Tom Green, regardless, will be able to remember a half forever. A great first half within one of Illinois. Played at Syracuse, a point guard. Followed Jim Boeheim, was a roommate of Boeheim for 4 years as assistant coaches at Syracuse. And look at the elite company with whom he joins most years at the same school with Boeheim, Coach K, Lute, and Greg Campy of the Golden Grizzlies of Oakland. That's testimony to a terrific coach. Not only coaches his players well, but wears well at the university. Yeah, it's nice. One of the things about the tournament, why, some could argue, let's get all the majors, the big teams in, and these little teams should. This is what makes it terrific. You get to know players that get so little national notoriety, and coaches like Tom Green, who have worked their lifetime not only teaching the game, but helping young men, young boys and young men to be real men.
And Tom Green could coach anywhere. I mean, he chose to stay at Fairleigh Dickinson, and you can only stay somewhere 22 years if you continue to win over time. But he has proven to be an outstanding basketball coach.
Hey, 3 years ago they won 4 games, then 15, then 17, and 20 this year. Tomorrow, March Madness rolls on. Another great first round quadruple header. Here's some of the early games. The Iowa State Minnesota game has toughness and closeness written all over it. And we'll have a chance to talk with winning coaches and players tomorrow, and then be able to join all the rest of you as fans watching the action here on CBS. Augustine, normally an outstanding free throw shooter, is 5 for 8 tonight. Carter out.
Augustine was quite a high school quarterback. Talk about being able to see over the defense.
Yeah. Big left-handed quarterback. 62-46 Illinois. 3.5 minutes to go.
Both Augustine and Dee Brown go back and forth at each other about who is the better high school football player.
We asked Dee Brown, would he ever consider, just in case his basketball career didn't continue, he said, "Have you ever seen Ray Lewis hit a guy?" He said, "Are you kidding me?" He looked at me aghast at even the thought. Tamian Trent at the line. He has 9 points in the game, but that hardly is a measure of the quality of his game. And he surely excited a lot of underdog fans with that three-pointer at the buzzer to end the opening half to pull Fairleigh Dickinson within 1.
Well, he's a really solid player. He's hit game-winning shots throughout his career. Second team all Northeast Conference and MVP of the Northeast Conference tournament. He's just a winner.
Well, the teams that we have seen in the 4 games in Indianapolis have just underlined how important in the tournament good defense is. All 4 winners will be able to be proud, their coaches certainly, of the defensive play.
And we saw that with Nevada. The Wolfpack doing a great job on Texas's leading scorer, the outstanding freshman Daniel Gibson.
Peterson unable to hit the three-pointer. Kentucky and Cincinnati also used the defense in their victories. And they'll meet each other on Saturday. And Illinois apparently against Nevada. This is how it'll shape up here in Indianapolis. Illinois-Nevada will be game 1. And that, of course, is here, the Chicago region, and the Austin region will be the Cincinnati game against Kentucky. They haven't played in some 15 years, and that has got a lot of folks, especially in the Queen City of Cincinnati, excited. Klaber adds another 2 to his outstanding game of 24.
Well, he really has been outstanding. He scored in a variety of different ways and showed the talent that everyone in the Northeast Conference knows that he has.
Tamian Trent battling to the final buzzer, has the foul. That'll send James Augustine back to the line. Dad Dale, basketball player at Wisconsin Oshkosh, and his mom was an outstanding swimmer, Barbara. Augustine 75.7% from the line this year, 6 for 10 tonight.
Well, just needs to follow through on that line.
But he has shined on the boards. 11 points and 15 rebounds for James Augustine. He'll leave. Job well done tonight. He's so consistent throughout the year. Nick Smith in for the Illini. Playing tough decent defense to the very end. Gotti Book First points for Book.
Oh, look at that pass.
Nick Smith on the receiving end for the easy 2. His first points.
Boy, you press this Illinois team, they get it up the floor. It never touches the ground till it goes through the net.
Damian Trent with a tough 8-footer from the baseline. 10 points for him. 11-point game. And in many ways that represents the effort by the Knights of Fairleigh Dickinson. They played Illinois that tough. It looked as if the Illini might finish with a 20-point victory, which would have been misleading.
Well, this is what Bruce Weber wanted, though. He knew that Fairleigh Dickinson would come after them and challenge them, and Illinois has responded to the challenge.
Williams short on the 3-pointer. We're in the final minute here in Indianapolis, and the number 16 seed will not beat the number 1 team, Illinois, but they certainly gave them a big 20-minute scare, a 1-point game at the intermission for Tom Green's Knights. But Bruce Weber's talented Illini are prevailing 65-54. Outstanding effort from Fairleigh Dickinson's Gordon Klaber. He led all scorers with 24. Knights will go home knowing that they did indeed give a scare to this Illinois team and their loyal following. Luther head, not quite on the bounce. And at the other end, it's Trent unable to hit the 3. He hit one from long range at the end of the half, and Fairleigh Dickinson trailed by only 1 point at the intermission. A foul with 18 seconds left. Brown with 17, Head with 13, Augustine with 11, and Gordon Klaber and D. Brown are our Chevrolet players of the game. $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of both universities.
And D. Brown has to feel very good about his shooting performance in tonight's game. 7 of 10 from the field after coming into this game. 7 of his last 35 from the field.
And only 2 of 20. That's his 18th point. And Coach Tom Green empties his bench. He said he had promised his son, who is a graduate student, Brad Green, that he would at least get in for a minute. He said, I'm going to have to answer to his mother if I don't, and he's in there just to the left of Brown, the shooter, number 24. Finished his undergraduate work at the University of Delaware. There is Brad Green. He wants to follow his dad's footsteps, be a coach. Finishing up some extra work at Fairleigh Dickinson, had some eligibility remaining. We're going to see Creighton, West Virginia, final of that contest as we conclude here in Indianapolis. 12 seconds remain. Another foul. About 2:20 left in that game. Well, Nevada, they showed a iron tough defense in beating Texas. Will they be able to shackle this Illini firepower?
Well, they've certainly got more to try to stop. Kyle Shiloh and Mo Charlo did a very nice job on Daniel Gibson, but they're going to have their hands full with this backcourt of Illinois. Explosive. All of them can shoot, handle, and pass.
Sevi Cousins off the bench got a free throw. They run out the final seconds, and number 1 Illinois. Bruce Weber's team, a 12-point victor over Fairleigh Dickinson. Let's go to Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dick, thank you. In Cleveland, Creighton trailing West Virginia 59-58.